Hello! Welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Ali and this is my pregnancy journal. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. Today is week 14 and I'm going to give you an update on how it's been moving into the second trimester. For the pregnant women watching this who want to learn a little bit about what to expect or what other people are going through, I just want to say that if you think the first trimester is basically what it's going to be like for your whole pregnancy, I can reassure you that you do not need to worry. It's over. The first 3 months are hellish, and coming into the second trimester is just such a blessing. So in today's video, I'm going to share just the initial stages of moving from the first trimester into the second, why life is suddenly so much better, and I hope that this is informative for you. If you have any questions, do leave them below, and yeah, let's begin. Also, I will say before we start this video that I'm doing regular updates because pregnancy is a time of such turmoil or such emotional change. Of course, you're growing a human being inside you at a rate that it will never ever grow in its life. So of course things are going to change and it's not always going to be easy. So I'm keeping these regular updates just to kind of be by your side if you're going through this yourself, and for anyone who's just kind of interested and curious about this process of pregnancy. So far for the first trimester, I told nobody other than my husband. It was just him and me trying to figure out details. But just a few days ago, I made an announcement to my Japanese family, because my husband is Japanese, and also to my British family. More on that in a minute. So let's just get started with some more physical symptoms. So whilst I try to keep my channel relatively clean, I do seem to keep mentioning my boobs. And there is a reason for that. Like, I was never a hugely breast kind of lady. I always had quite small boobs and I was okay with that. Since pregnancy, they grew to a point where I actually found myself in a situation where in a shop I was like, oh, do you have the next size up? And she was like, nope, what you're wearing right now is the biggest size that we do. So I was kind of like, oh my goodness, I've never had this situation before. In the first trimester, I think my boobs really hurt. Like, sorry if this is too much information, but like I couldn't be touched on my boobs. It would hurt just like waking up, and not wearing a bra, like it just wasn't an option for me. I was in so much pain with my boobs. Now, thankfully, this pain has gone. The size, however, still remains, and I think they're even getting bigger now. So I've just kind of like, I'm just embracing it, you know. Japan is not really a place where you can like massively show off your humongous boobs, but probably at some point I will, because I'm kind of like, I'm in awe of the human body, like how it changes and how it adapts and how it just like copes with this huge thing that's happening to it. On the topic of the physical changes, I think, I'm not sure, but like at 14 weeks, I'm like, am I bloated? Like, did I eat too much at lunchtime? Or is that a bump? You know, I'm not quite sure yet. So I reckon, yeah, probably in the next like week or two, like I will definitely pop, I'll definitely start showing. I haven't told anybody, like I have not made it a big thing that I am pregnant. I'm a very private person, so I kind of feel like I'll tell the people that need to know. But other than that, I don't really need to, you know, broadcast it. So yeah, like I've not been wearing the badge that I've been given, which is kind of like the ticket to get a seat on a busy train. And I live in Tokyo, so there are a lot of busy trains, but I've just like not gone there yet. I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable quite yet. And I've managed so far, like my morning sickness was very manageable. My exhaustion was not great, but I managed my schedule in a way that I could manage quite well. So yeah, I'm starting to pop, I think, which is exciting, or maybe I'm just like eating too much, but whatever. So yeah, that's another point. My appetite has returned. There was a period of time where like I just did not need to know about desserts, which is completely unlike me because I do love a sweet treat. Yeah, my appetite just kind of went, and now it's back in full force, which I'm really enjoying, actually. Yay. Weight-wise, I don't feel like I've gained any yet, but again, we're super early stages. And mentally, you know, I do struggle with the idea of gaining weight, to be honest, because I've always been quite slim and I've always kind of tried to maintain that. Yet at the same time, like I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make my body a special and nurtured place for this baby. So I have no real worries about gaining weight, but I think it's going to be, you know, as I go through it, it's going to be a little bit of like, you know, I'm going to need some extra journaling time, some extra yoga time, just to kind of like manage this shift, this massive change. Another change is that in the first trimester, my mood swings were crazy, and I just never know how I would wake up. Some days I just felt really down. I almost felt like, what am I doing? Can I even do this? Like, I'm bored of being pregnant. I don't like all these changes that are happening to me, and really like negative about it, I would say, which sounds awful because I know that there are a lot of women out there who are really trying to be pregnant, and here I am being pregnant and feeling like, ugh, I want my old life back. I want my energy. I want my appetite. I want to have the, you know, gusto to do the things that I love to do, but I just don't. And I don't feel like my body is mine anymore, which in a way it's not. And I think there is an important point in pregnancy where you have to come to terms with the fact that in some way you've made a decision to sacrifice your body for another human being. And it is like a grieving process in some ways. Yet you're kind of like grieving the loss of something in order to make room for something so much greater. And I think I've reached a point of like understanding that, truly understanding that, and like embracing like sobriety and embracing like cozy nights in watching trash TV and not really wanting to go out and see friends and explain myself and all this kind of stuff. I'm not even interested in shopping, to be honest, which is a shock to many people who know me. So I think it's more just about, yeah, like allowing this shift. And I talk in my first trimester recap about surrendering, the importance of surrendering during this big shift. And yeah, I feel like once you're able to accept, like, yes, things have changed, no, you can't really do the things that you used to do, then you just realize that you're on this brand new adventure. And whilst there are completely like 0% of knowns, all you can do is try your best and be hopeful for what the future brings. Sorry, I totally went off on a tangent then, but what I wanted to say was that there are less erratic mood swings. For example, like feeling completely fine before lunch, and then during lunch I just go down into a deep hole of like darkness and negativity. Less of this seesawing hell and more just like really emotional. Something I've been doing recently is, well, I guess this is another thing, like in the second trimester, I've suddenly become really, really fixated on the topic of labor and preparing for labor. So things like how I can exercise or stretch my body now in order to help me later down the line, like prenatal yoga, stretching, hypnobirthing and breathing techniques. I'm also looking into whether to get an epidural, so a pain-free birth, or whether to try for a natural birth. And I think I'm leaning on the option of trying natural, which has kind of led me down a YouTube hole of watching other women having natural births. So I'm watching these birthing videos, and I often I just watch them as I'm walking around outside or when I'm on the train or something like that. And I find myself just like tears are running down my face. I feel so emotional about the birthing process. I never ever thought I would be someone to say what I'm about to say, but like it is so beautiful. Like the pain and the struggle and the anxiety about like pregnancy and actual labor is real. But then there's like a baby. Like there's a baby. I mean, okay, I know I'm pregnant, so I should kind of know this already, but like it's just phenomenal. It's just so beautiful. So kind of like watching these women's stories and seeing their experience has been like amazing, but definitely I'm really emotional. I really feel it in my heart, and that's much more manageable than being like mood swingy when I don't even know like how I'm going to react from one moment to the next. So yeah, I'm feeling really happy about being pregnant right now, and I'm going to just jump straight into the topic of the announcement. So I live in Japan, and it was actually my mother-in-law's birthday. It was like a big number as well. So we went to a fancy restaurant, we had a gorgeous lunch, and I was like, okay, this is the perfect opportunity to tell everyone whilst all the family are together, and say to my parents who are in the UK to say, hey, why don't you say happy birthday to my mother-in-law? She'd really appreciate that. And whilst they were on the Zoom call, I would say, oh, by the way, you know, basically my mother-in-law's gift, among a baby towel with a cute little rabbit on it, it was also a picture of the ultrasound, so that she could kind of like put two and two together and figure out, okay, I'm going to be a grandma again. So that was our way of announcing, and I was so nervous. My heart was going absolutely crazy, but of course, like the reaction was really loving and positive and warm, and the reaction just really warmed my heart, and I feel really happy now that my family know. So I'm going to put that right here, actually.
And this one? 2人から。俺と愛から。
So cute. Cute.
Usagi.
Oh, Usagi.
아니 하나만.
Gorgeous.
저見せて、その写真見せて。
So he's working in the hospital.
こっち向けなくて。
そっち。
何それ。
赤ちゃん。Twins up.
アリに。すごい。
アリの中に。
すごい。大変だ。
です。
こっちだけ。
It's a baby. And
Whose baby?
and Ali. It's Ali's baby.
Oh, gorgeous! How lovely! Congratulations!
Wow.
Wonderful.
That's the best news ever, Ali.
Wow. Congratulations, Siddharth.
Thank you.
So yeah, that was just really, really nice. It was such a lovely moment. And I was actually so nervous to tell people in the first trimester, but I think having had that time to like choose a clinic, choose a hospital, understand my own relationship with pregnancy, and then once I had that kind of like ground or like support mentally in myself, I had like the ability to tell other people quite calmly and confidently, so that like even if other people have questions and start saying things like, what will you do about this? What will you do about that? Like I'm calm because I know. And now it's just at a point where like, I don't know, like for example, like my sister-in-law, she's always been like so supportive. Like when I decided like randomly I was going to come to Japan, she was always there for me, and she like regularly checks in with me, and just like her messages about how excited she was for me, how happy she was for me, like it just was magical. You know, like those moments when you realize like how much people love you, and I think announcing the pregnancy was one of them, because they were just like, everyone was just so delighted. So yeah, that was like a really, really positive experience, and despite being really, really nervous, it was great. So yay. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer until I tell my like close friends. I've told like one or two, but I feel just like I just need a little bit of rest time, and then I'm gonna tell them maybe like on like month 4, I think, because I just need a bit more time. Now jumping back to just a comparison between this trimester so far and my previous trimester, my sense of smell has now become normal. I would gag at the smell of like, I don't know, just anything basically. Like I could not tolerate any smells, and probably like smells that other people couldn't even smell. Like I could smell everything from a million miles away. It was like, no kimchi is allowed in this house. Like I will vomit, you know, just like, ugh, get that way. I was very smell sensitive, but now thankfully that has gone. I can get my like aroma candles back, my lovely incense and all that kind of stuff, so that's nice. Another humongous relief is that I have my energy back. Like, I found myself cleaning the house the other day, and I like actually cleaned rather than just like sorting piles of paper and being like, yeah, that'll do. Like, I did a thorough clean of the house and I felt really good for doing it. I didn't feel like completely exhausted and unable to do anything but sit on the sofa. I felt like, cool, that's done. And I can run again now. And for 3 months, like I couldn't do anything. I just didn't have the energy physically, and I also didn't have the desire to like get things done and be productive and stuff. Like, I was forcing myself for 3 months. And I'm not usually a very like lethargic person. I usually have quite a lot of energy and I love to like be productive and do stuff and meet people, but first trimester, I was like, sorry, cancel everything. Just clear the diary. No, not interested. So it's nice to have my energy back, and it's nice not just to be like able to do things, but also to have that energy for the pregnancy, like be excited. Kind of along the lines of the cleaning, like I'm in nesting mode. I just love looking at like little kid things and little toys. Obviously, I'm so early like in my pregnancy that we don't know the gender of the baby yet. I do kind of have my fingers crossed for one, but of course, if it's the other one, welcome anyway. But yeah, we'll find out, and I'm so excited. Like, who are these people that wait until like the birth to find out the gender? Like, no, I want to know right now. And I'm excited, and I want to like kind of like color code everything, and just like, yeah, I'm really excited for the shopping aspect of this pregnancy and of this birth. I hope this video was kind of helpful. I will definitely be doing a second trimester review and possibly some updates along the way of the second trimester, but I hope this initial landing into the second trimester from the terrors of the first trimester, I hope this was entertaining and interesting and informative for you. For anyone watching just out of interest of what's going on in my life, or you know, how it feels to be pregnant and stuff, thank you for watching. And I want to say like a big shout out to any of the soon-to-be mamas who are going through this adventure themselves. Do leave your comments, do share what you're going through, any symptoms that you have. TMI does not exist. Like, I've recently discovered this whilst being pregnant. Like, TMI is not a thing for me. Like, bring on the details. And I'm kind of doing these videos to support other people, because I have had such a feeling of support through the videos that I've watched on YouTube. So I just want to share that love. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. Again, an epically long video. I hope this was helpful, and yeah, see you very soon. Bye-bye.